Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum friends. This is Javed Rahmatyar with a new video on Mikrotik on IP forwarding. Basically, what is IP forwarding? IP forwarding is used to bridge two different networks. IP forwarding is used to map a private IP address within a public IP address. Like see in this diagram, we have three servers. Like this TFTP server has the IP address of a private IP address. This private IP address cannot be accessible outside of the network and the internet. If you want to access this IP address on the internet, we need to map this IP address with a public IP address. For today's configuration, we are going to use this router OS on a virtual machine and Windows 8 on a virtual machine and my own system. This could not be good enough or to test this IP forwarding on this virtual machine, but still we uh, can get understand and we can uh, this configuration will be suitable and informative for those need to configure such a scenario in live network. We have this Mikrotik router OS. Through this Mikrotik router OS, we have internet within this PC and a private IP address where it is configured on Mikrotik uh, LAN port where the Ethernet 2 port, and the Ether 1 is our internet IP address. So we are going to map an IP address of our one IP address or our internet IP address with our LAN IP address where this computer have the IP address to access this TFTP server on this computer. I have already configured this FileZilla. I have user and password. For accessing this FileZilla TFTP server on a remote site, we also need to configure passive mode setting, port range. Besides this, we also need to configure or need to create a role for allowing these ports, port 21 and passive mode ports on our Windows firewall. For the time being, I have already did those uh, and we are going to configure the IP forwarding now on Mikrotik router OS. For configuring IP forwarding, we need to go firewall, then NAT. Pressing the plus sign, destination NAT, the public IP address. The public IP address we're gonna configure here. Right now, we don't have the facility. We are going to configure our internet IP address within the internet IP address, a free IP address that can be this IP address, protocol TCP, destination port gonna be 21, FTP port. interface iter1. In an action site, we need to set destination at the IP address where the TFTP or the FileZilla is located. 20.253. The port apply, sorry, 192.168.20.253. Apply, okay. Now we're gonna test FTP. Our IP address is 254.200. Oh yeah, ping 192.168.254.200. It should be not pingable because we haven't configured the IP address and the interface. We need to configure this IP address as well and it one interface on one side 54.200, only one IP address that's pingable and should be accessible. Putting username and password for the FileZilla server. Oops. Yeah, now we are able to access the FileZilla, the FTP server in our main system where this PC is outside of this LAN, where we have the Mikrotik and Windows 8. I hope that it's gonna work for you and it's it be affirmative for you. And thanks.